What's up, guys? James here, Southwest Ohio Outdoors, Bear Field Staff member, Aerotech Archery Field Staff member. Want to talk to you guys today about what setup I'm running for ASAs. Kind of want to get into the sight, the arrows, the rest, and the stabilizers, because a lot of changes have taken place for me this year where I'm actually able to set a bow up for ASA and also have my hunting bow. They're two separate systems, and that's kind of cool for me. So let's get into it. The bow that I have set up for target archery this spring, summer, early fall is the 2018 Bear Kuma. It is set to 29 inches, which is my draw length. It's turned down to 63 pounds. It's a 70-pound bow. And I am shooting the 30X plus target shafts from Gold Tip. They have AAE Pro Max vanes. Right now they have white knocks on them. Black knocks were back ordered, but they are on the way. I'm shooting 120 grain AccuPoints up front with 20 grains additional weight in the tip. They're about 440 grains each arrow. So that has my speed at right at the class speed limit, which is 280. ASA is nice. They give you a 3% margin of error, meaning you can fall between 280 and 288, thereabouts. So the setup I'm using, like as far as my rest goes, it's a Hamskea Trinity Target Pro Series. I absolutely love it. It's a blade style rest, but it's also a drop away rest, and it's pretty nice. I'll say I've never used a drop away rest for 3D archery before. I always used a Whisker Biscuit on my previous bow, which was the Bear Attitude that I bought brand new in 2013. But yeah, this Hamskea Trinity Pro is pretty much awesome. Super easy to tune, micro adjusts really easily, left, right, up, and down. You can actually turn a little set screw, and then you can turn the adjustment knobs, and it just ever so slightly brings things around, or brings it up, or brings it down. So easy to paper tune with that. When you set your bow up, if you want to have a little knock high, a little knock low, whatever, makes it super easy, super adjustable. But it is the only non-Trophy Ridge piece of equipment on my bow. I love Trophy Ridge accessories. They knock it out of the park every time I put something on here from Trophy Ridge. It exceeds every expectation that I had. So the sight that I'm running is the React 1 Pro Dovetail, to where you actually mount the bracket on the bow, and then it has the dovetail bracket that screws in, and it's got 3 or 4, maybe 5 different dimples to where you can set it farther out on the riser or bring it closer in. And I think mine's set on the 3rd dimple, so it has it out a little bit farther. You know, makes you hold a little steadier, makes that pin smaller in the target, makes you more accurate. But it shows you how much you move with that bow arm extended, and you see the float heavily with that bubble and that pin farther out in front of you. The stabilizers that I'm running are a back bar, a 12-inch back bar, and a 30-inch front bar. I'm running no front weight on the 30-inch bar, but I'm running 5 ounces of weight on the back bar. For some reason, that's what this bow likes. That's what sets dead in the hand. There's no left or right tilt to it. There's no forward dip. There's no back dip. It just sets perfectly level with 5 ounces back and no weight forward. Setting it up, I was kind of shocked. I threw 1 ounce up front and 4 in the back because I was trying to keep a 1-to-4 ratio, and the front of the bow just wanted to keep dipping down on me. So I took the front weight off, and it was still trying to dip down. I put the additional ounce on the back, and it kind of leveled off and would sit pretty still, and it amazed me. So that's what I was like, I'm not going to fight it. If that's where it wants to sit, that's where it's going to sit. And I'm shooting tighter groups. A lot of guys say they can't shoot the bigger diameter shafts because they can't hold tighter groups, and the wind plays more of a battle on tighter or on thicker shafts because of wind drift. That's why they shoot either standard or 22 series, something lighter, something smaller, something not going to get blown all over the place. And with this setup, I can hammer 12 rings, I can, hammer center 10s all day. I shoot known yardage, which a lot of guys don't. Everybody wants to shoot, open sea, or, the IBO doesn't let you shoot anything known yardage. So you have to judge the yardage. You have to be good at knowing how far that target is away, and then set your sight to it and hope that you're right. In ASA, I look through a rangefinder. It tells me how far the target is. I set my sight to that yardage, and then any mistake that's made, I know I made it. I know it's not the equipment. I know it's not the sight. It's either, my stance was wrong, my bubble was off, my release wasn't crisp or clean, I was using too much face pressure on the string, my anchor point was slightly different. Something was my fault. Which I think in known yardage, I think a lot of people don't like that. They like to go, oh, well, I'd have shot better if this wouldn't have happened, or I would have had a better score if, my sights were off. In this case, you go to the practice range before, you sight your bow in, make sure everything's good, you hit the course, it's on you. You know the yardage, you put your feet on the stake, and you shoot the bow. You don't score good, it's because you didn't shoot good. It takes a lot of the blame from your equipment, which I don't like putting my blame on my equipment. If I shoot bad, I want to know, did I shoot bad or did my equipment shoot bad? Shooting known yardage tells me I shot bad. I knew it was 32 yards. I set my sight for 32 yards, and I missed. That's on me. I did everything, or the bow did everything that I told it to do. If it missed, it's because it missed. No, I missed because I knew how far it was. I knew where to hold my pin. I knew that the pin was set to the yardage. All I had to do was execute a good shot. If I didn't hit what I was aiming at, it's my fault. The release that I'm running this year is actually the same release I've been running since I was 16 years old. It's the Tru-Fire index style release. As you can hear, it's Velcro, and it's a solid index release. It's not a fold back. I cannot stand fold back releases. As you can see, it stays out there. Solid bar design. They don't even make them anymore. I can't find them. Everybody wants a fold back release that they can tuck up in their jacket, or something they can get out of the way of their hands. And I personally can't stand the new release designs. I don't like fold back style releases for the reason that if I want that release in my hand, I want it there. I don't want to have to try to grab it and start flipping my hand down to try to grab something that's dangling down here. If I want to grab it, I want it to be right there in the palm of my hand when I close my hand. But there's a lot of guys who are like, oh, the fold back's nice, you can take it, tuck it back into your shirt sleeve, and you can either use a climber or climb a tree stand, operate a grunt call. I don't know. I guess it's just because I've been accustomed to running that style release for the last 11 years. Because, I mean, that's the exact release I've shot for 11 years. So I guess me doing it that way, I just became accustomed to doing things with that in my hand. The sight that I'm running, like I said, is the React 1 Pro Dovetail. I'm actually running a 4X Doc's Choice by Excel lens. I'm not running a clarifier. I don't need to. One cool thing I found out the day that I decided to buy it was I put it in and I could see through the lens pretty well because I wear glasses. The guy at the archery shop was like, dude, you need a new peep sight. I was like, no, I'm good. I can see. He's like, there's no way. Everybody has to have a clarifier. I'm like, I'm telling you. I looked through my peep sight. Target's clear. I can see the rings. I can see the scoring rings. So I went out back and I was shooting, and he was like, okay, if you can see, he was like, I'm going to go up to the target, and it was a 5-spot target, and he's like, I'm going to draw a number in one of the 5 spots. If you can see it, you'll read it to me. I was like, okay. So I went up there, and I shot, and after I shot, I scanned the 5-spot, and I found the number that he wrote, and I read it to him, and he was like, I've never seen somebody come in here and not need a new peep sight with a clarifier in it shooting a lens. He's like, so you got extremely lucky, which was cool for me. It's one less thing I don't have to put on my bow and worry about, and it was a little bit, it saved me a little bit of money, which I could invest elsewhere. And that turned into a 30-inch front stabilizer, the Trophy Ridge Hitman 30-inch stabilizer, and the 12-inch back bar. And then I could use a little bit of the money I saved over in that to build my arrows. So everything was cost effective. Because I work, shift job, just like probably most of the people that do this for fun. I got bills to pay too, and I can't be spending all my money on arrows and bows. So, I fletch I fletch all my own arrows. I completely set up these 30Xs myself. I had them cut before they were sent to me because I don't have an arrow saw, but once they got here, I built them. I fletched them, I put the components together, I glued the inserts in, screwed the weights in the back. All that was me. And trying to get other people into doing this stuff, teaching them, showing them the right way to do things, and I'm trying to grow the sport of archery. And I hope that I can inspire 1 to 2 people a year to pick up a bow for the first time, feel the success of sighting it in for them, hitting the target they're aiming at, holding tight groups, getting that fire ignited that, hey, I can do this is fun, and then seeing where it takes them from there. If it takes them to a 3D range and they want to shoot ASA or IBO, then let it. If it takes them to indoor and they want to shoot NFAA, let them. If they want to hunt, let them. The idea is to grow this sport, to be ambassadors for the sport, for bow hunting, for, archery in general. We just need to be a community when it comes to putting out information, sharing information with those that are interested in it, and being genuine in the information that we share. Why do you do what you do? What's the reason your bow's set up the way it is? Like, I'll be the first to tell you, I run a kisser button. A lot of people don't run kisser buttons. I don't run a nose button. I shoot on command. A lot of people, they shoot back tension or they shoot a hinge, especially in target archery. There's really only 2 or 3 guys that are really successful at on-command shooting in ASAs, and I know one of them's Tim Gillingham. He just won the Senior Pro Division ASA in London, Kentucky this weekend, and a lot of guys say, oh, what makes a difference? It might, but that's the way I hunt. that's the way I'm comfortable shooting a bow, I'm not going to change. I'm going to shoot on command. I'm going to post the scores that I post, and that's going to be where it is. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe. Share it. If you have any questions, comment below. I'll be more than helpful if I can. I'll share any information with you that I have. And just get out there and shoot a bow. Enjoy the outdoors. Enjoy being around your friends. Stay safe. Stay inside, if you can. If you can't, keep your distance and don't try to catch this COVID crap. Because it's definitely not a very pleasant thing that we're having to deal with right now. But stay safe, and I'll see you out there. Later.